is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Woo! I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything we do is infused with joy. Even clapping. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Yeah, joy, joy, joy. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, that's what I do with the day, is feel my peace. Whoa, yes, peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Let's start our day with love. When we start our day with love, that's what we get more of, is love. I believe it, do you? I start my day with love, and I get my day started with love. All I feel in my day is love. Oh, love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Oh, I start my day with love, joy, and peace.
Good morning. And welcome. I'm Reverend John Riley, and I have the joy of serving as your senior minister. And I'm just so blessed to have you here today. Thank you for being here. It's nice to see you all here this morning. Give yourself a round of applause. For all of you who are watching online or watching during the week, thank you for being with us. We're so blessed to have you. And if you're new to Unity, what we want you to know is that Unity is a global spiritual community welcoming people from all walks of life who are seeking a deeper experience of spirit, a greater expression of health, wholeness, and abundance, people looking for spiritual growth and transformation and to do life better. We teach positive, practical spiritual principles that you can apply in your life every day to have a joyful, abundant life. We're so blessed this morning to have with us Lisa Whitfield is joining me on the platform. Deborah Winters is our soloist. Russell Norman is on piano. And maybe Polo will be on drums. I'm not sure. Polo says yes. Polo will be on drums today. And so we'll begin our service with our opening song. I'll invite you all to stand as Deborah leads us.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And now we're going to sing Blessing to the World. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world, is a blessing to the world. You are a blessing to the world.
Yay! Good morning. It is great to see all your beautiful faces here in the sanctuary, and if you're joining us online, I can feel your beautiful faces looking at me. My name is Lisa Whitfield. I'll be your platform assistant today for this pre-Valentine's Super Bowl Sunday Unity Palo Alto Sunday service. Woo! So, Unity is part of a worldwide movement of prayer, publishing, and education, teaching positive, practical spiritual principles, as Reverend John said, that we can apply every day, every minute, every second, if we need to live a more joyful and abundant life. Unity, it's a spiritual movement, which means we're welcoming and inclusive, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, we got you. You're welcome here. Do we send you alone on your spiritual journey, on the path? No. What do you take with you? 5 core principles. Woo! This is going to be on the test, people. Starting with our first principle, God is. There is only one power. Say it with me. There is only one power present in the universe, God, the good omnipotence. There's no other power that's against you that you have to worry about. It's just all one thing. Which brings me to the second principle, I am. God is the substance and intelligence innate in every person and in all creation, which means we're not separate from that allness of life. We're part of that good. We're part of that flow. Our third principle is the law of mind action. Thoughts in mind produce after their kind, which means we have the power to affect whether our team wins the Super Bowl. No. But if your team loses, or if they win, if they're not in it, we can affect our beliefs about that event, right? And then it's through that, where we put our energy, that's what opens us up to who we were supposed to be, right? To connect us with the higher consciousness. And that brings me to the fourth principle, which is the practice of meditation and affirmative prayer. Meditation and affirmative prayer are what connect us with the creative, constructive power of God to live in, through, and as us. And our fifth principle, and the secret sauce of unity, notice it doesn't say practical application anymore. It says daily practice, folks. I think that's a nudge, right? I think that's a reminder. If we live according to these truths daily, that's how it's going to work for us. That's how we're going to become who we were created to be, living expressions of the image of God, which in unity we call the Christ. So we put all these 5 principles together, and that's what helps us to live out our vision statement here at Unity Palo Alto. And I'd like to invite you to affirm that with me together. Centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And now our call to worship.
It's not that unusual when everything is beautiful. It's just another ordinary miracle today. The sky knows when it's time to snow. Don't need to teach a seed to grow. It's just another ordinary miracle today. Life is like a gift, they say, wrapped up for you every day. Open up and find a way to give some of your own. Isn't it remarkable? Like every time a raindrop falls, it's just another ordinary miracle today. Birds and winter have their fling, but always make it home by spring. It's just another ordinary miracle today.
And now our reading from the Daily Word. Today's daily word is compassion. I'll read our affirmation and then invite you to affirm it with me. Acts of loving compassion build my strength. Together? Acts of loving compassion build my strength. Whether in my community or anywhere in the world, many people face difficulties. As a member of the human family, I am inspired to take compassionate action and help where possible. A prayerful thought or a simple blessing can make a powerful difference in someone's life. Other times, you may be able to take more direct action. I can listen carefully to someone who shares the concerns of their heart or volunteer to help them in some way. In whatever form my compassionate action takes, I am motivated to render sacred service and manifest God's love and care through my decisive action. This is from Matthew chapter 14, verse 14. When Jesus got out of the boat and saw so many people, he had compassion on them and healed those who were sick. And now a solo from Deborah.
We move too fast. We miss so much. We seldom see all the miracles in front of us. A warm embrace, a human touch. And so it goes. I race around, search high and low for a truth I used to know. When there was magic to be found, 'Cause finding a wonderland is taking time to see. The child within has always been there, smiling back at me. So when I close my eyes, I just remember, and I can't help finding wonderland. I know a place where dreams are born and time is never planned. It's not on any chart. You must find it in your heart. Never, never land. It might be miles beyond the moon, or right there where you stand. Just keep an open mind, and then suddenly you'll find never, never land. You'll have a treasure if you stay there, more precious far than any gold. For once you have found your way there, you can never, never grow old. And that's my home, where dreams are born and time is never planned. Just think of lovely things, and your heart will fly on wings forever. In never, never land.
Thank you, Deborah, and good morning. Well, today is the big day, yes, yes. Hey, what's happening today? Yes, the Super Bowl of chips and avocados. Did you know that this is that day? It's the Super Bowl of chips and avocados. You know, they're talking about, well, some people are talking about making Monday a national holiday because half of the country is hungover, I suppose. I don't know. I think it's perfect, a national day of chips and avocados. What do you think? I think it's a great idea. Being able to, I think this is the day that more Americans consume more avocados than any other day of the year, so I think it's appropriate. One moment, please. No, I don't have an avocado. That would have really been good. Dang it. Sometimes I just, my good ideas come to just 3 minutes too late. So, I wrote about 3 talks this week. I wrote my original talk, and then, I was inspired last night, and then I wrote, I think, like 2 more talks this morning. I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth today, and the printer doesn't work, so I'm just saying, if it's all right with you, today I'll have my notes with me. Is that okay? Is everyone cool with that? One of the things I love about the Super Bowl is that it's played rain or shine. It could be hailing, snowing, an earthquake. I don't know about an earthquake, but it's always played, yes? It's there, rain or shine. What a wonderful metaphor for spirit. So here's our talk. I'm blessed, rain or shine. I am one with spirit. I am blessed, rain or shine. I am one with Spirit. I am blessed, rain or shine. Together, I am one with Spirit. I am blessed, rain or shine. And so it is. Now, that was really good, but this is the Super Bowl of Chips and Avocado Day. So let's give it our Super Bowl of Chips and Avocado energy to it. Ready? Oh, what was it again? Yes, I'm one with Spirit. I am blessed, rain or shine. Together, I am one with Spirit. I am blessed, rain or shine. And so it is. Thank you very much. Good night. It has been a week. This last Sunday, it was raining, and then it was shining, and then it was raining, and then it was shining. And it was just a weird, fingers of rain flowing through our atmosphere. And the next day, a friend of mine and I went to the DeYoung Museum to see the Ramses exhibit, the King of Kings, the Ramses exhibit. I don't know if you're familiar with King Ramses from Egypt. I guess the most powerful, prosperous king. They built the most temples in Egypt, had all of the gold. So I was excited to see the exhibit. And when we got there, we were blessed because it was so sunny. It was a nice sunny day. We got there a little bit early, so we started to do laps around the little amphitheater that's outside of the DeYoung Museum. It's beautiful. It's still winter, so there's nothing blooming, but just being outside, being in the sun, and being able to walk around, it was just a fantastic time. Then it was our time to go in, so we walked in and we got in line, and sooner or later, we were in the line waiting. And that's one of those lines that zigzags back and forth. Well, we stopped right at a point where there was somebody on the left of me and somebody on the right with me. And by the way, there were like 18 children field trips that day. It was fabulous. All the kids having fun. You're running around, getting in line, getting ready to see the Ramses exhibit. And so they're up in front of us, and they're doing kid things, right? They're all doing their little clapping things, and they're talking. And we're in an enclosed area, so the noise level starts to get a little high. And I'm just kind of sitting there, and the person to the left of me goes, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I had to listen to kids all my life. Haven't they heard of the inside voice?" And then the person to the left of me says, "When are we supposed to be in? When are our tickets?" 10 o'clock. It's already 10:15. Now, for the record, it was only 10:12. So here I am in the middle of this, complaining to the left of me, complaining to the right of me. I just kind of smiled and looked at the person on my left, and she's sort of explaining why she's complaining, right? Well, I used to be a teacher, and haven't they heard of inside voice? And, I have 3 kids, and the youngest is 14, and that's the inside voice. Just saying. I said, well, maybe they need to learn the museum voice. I don't know. And then my friend turns to me and says, I've gotten to the point where I'm not complaining as much, right? Because I'm using all the spiritual principles, and I'm just not complaining as much, except for when I'm around someone complaining. And so we had a great conversation about complaining about the complainers. Anybody ever do that? Now, come on. Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what? This is a normal behavior. So take a deep breath. Anytime we start learning spiritual principles, all of a sudden we find ourselves there. All of a sudden we discover, hey, I've been practicing daily, and I don't complain as much. All of a sudden we realize, life has gone a lot smoother, a lot more, gentle and easy. Except for these guys, right? We always have those exceptions. And what happens naturally is that the idea is we're still judging, but now it's a matter of judging, God, these guys really need to find unity, right? How many have ever said that? Because we haven't gotten to the point, see, this thing is we're still judging other people. And that's where we need to get over that hurdle. And when I found myself in that situation, I was thinking about it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they're not bothering me at all. Yeah. That's right. They don't call me the minister for nothing. And then we got into the exhibit. Now, with 17 or 18 kids, schools of kids running around, it was a great, it was fun. I was walking around very calm, and, the kids are, darting back and forth in their little packs. You know how kids do it, right? And I was sitting there reading one, and I have to get kind of close because maybe I need new glasses, but reading the little plaque on there, and one kid runs up, he's like this tall, runs up, oh, I got to get a picture. And I'm like, okay, yeah. No, I'm not complaining. No, that's cool. I'm telling to myself. And then after a while, the room started getting narrow. It was in a narrow passageway. And there were a lot of people, a lot of kids, a lot of traffic. And it started to get a little warm, and I was just thinking, gosh, I could really use a little more airflow right now. You ever have that feeling? And I noticed myself each time thinking, I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to notice. They should. Oh, wait a minute. Wouldn't it be nice? I could use a little more airflow. So that's the data, and I wasn't complaining, honest. And at the end of the exhibit, it opens back up, and we were out, and I felt a big relief. So there was some stress going on in there, and that's okay. There was some things that were happening that I didn't like, and that's okay. I was able to be in it and be with those little kids and understand where they were coming from that time. Not every time, right? We can't do it. Well, maybe we can, but what I have found is that there are times when I dip in and dip out of the spiritual practice. That's why it's daily. Dip in and dip out of it. And when I'm out of it, the quicker I can remind myself, wait a minute, it's okay. You're safe. Get back on my cue card. Get back on my spiritual principle card, right? Get back on living that expression of love and faith and living that expression of self-awareness, of open-heartedness, and being willing to be in the situation and not be diminished by it. So in spiritual growth, I often hear people get to that point where they're like, gosh, this is so great. I want everyone else to know about it. And we do. But not everyone else is ready to go there. And it doesn't mean that we're more advanced with them, because sometimes we're not. Right? Sometimes we're in the dip of our spiritual experience. And sometimes we're at the peak of our spiritual experience. And the best way that I have found to express to people the benefit of spiritual principle, of what unity has to teach, of what new thought has to teach, of just being open to what Spirit is saying to you, is to be open to what Spirit is saying to you. There will be times in our life when it is raining, when it is storming. Spirit is there. There will be times in our life when it is sunny and it is beautiful. Spirit is there. Rain or shine, Spirit is there. Rain or shine, you are blessed, because you are the expression of that Spirit. The I am principle says that God is within me like the ocean is in the wave. There is no separation. You are the manifestation of that consciousness, here to bring into manifestation more of that consciousness, more peace, more compassion, more empathy, more understanding. You're here to be that. And to be it in your own unique and special way. Each of us has within us something special to give to the world. Yes? So my daughter has a wonderful gift. They are a dancer. And I was driving them to dance one morning. This was like 2 days later, this last week. And it was doing that raining, sunny thing, rain and shine. And we're driving into the parking lot just over here at Coverly, and it starts pouring. And right in front of us, it's blue skies, and the sun's over there. It's like shiny. And I open the skylight in the car, and it's completely clear. It's blue sky above me, and yet it's pouring on me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, isn't this cool? I call it, blue sky rain. I just made that up. Someone can tweet that, put my name next to it. Thank you very much. Blue sky rain. It was blue sky above, and the rain was pouring off us. Isn't that cool? And she, earphones in, phone. So we drive around the corner, I'm like, oh, look, somewhere there's got to be a rainbow. You want to find the rainbow? I'm good. Okay. I drop her off, and off she goes. And then I went to find the rainbow. That's not the rainbow. That's a pretty cool rainbow, but I did find it. And here's the thing. It's not that there was, anything wrong with what she did. She just wasn't into it. And how many times in our lives do we hear something from someone, and then we tell a story about it. And then we make something up about it. Right? So we start telling our story. And what I've learned, because this is my third, that at age 14, the door is either open or it's not. It has nothing to do with me. It does not mean that I'm not loved by her. It does not mean that she doesn't have respect for me. It doesn't mean anything other than she wasn't into it. I was into it. I dropped her off and I found the rainbow. I sat there for 3 minutes and then I drove on. Rain or shine, there is a rainbow. Rain or shine, there is spirit. Now, it's interesting because probably maybe 3 months ago, like on the day, we used to get in the car and she would plug her phone in and we'd listen to her music. Now the pattern is we get into the phone, she puts her earplugs in and is listening to her music. And I said, you're welcome to plug it in, and I'm good. Or I would say, another time, say, well, do you want to play some music? And she just goes like this, points to her earphone. And then I said to her, we used to share the music together, and she just kind of gives me that. As if to say, not anymore, buddy. Those are my words that I made up there. So whatever the situation is, right? If we're grounded in that spirit, in that holiness, in that gloriness within us, there is a rainbow. We are blessed, rain or shine. It doesn't mean that everything is going to go perfectly. It just means that we can be grounded and we can stay centered, and we can show up as our best self. And we can show up as our best self. So on the way home from the DeYoung, my friend and I were talking about, well, what's the practice? How do we do this? And the words that came to me was non-resistance. Non-resistance. And this is a core unity practice, right? Non-resistance. And let me tell you what it's not. Non-resistance is not giving up. Non-resistance is not laying down, becoming a doormat, rolling over, becoming a victim. That's not non-resistance at all. Non-resistance is simply making room for what is happening in this present moment. Making room for the rain. Making room for I've got my earbuds on. Why are you talking to me? Who do you think you are? Those are my words again, right? My story. So making room for what we are, for what's happening. Become the observer. Become the observer of our thoughts, noticing how we're reacting emotionally, noticing how we are reacting physically, noticing the words, internal or external, that we're using, the story that we're telling. When we can start to become the observer of what's going on in this noodle of ours, then we have the opportunity to shift out of that pain and suffering and move back into the expression of spirit. Another part of non-resistance is using the resistance. When we find ourselves triggered or frustrated or angry or, upset, that's gold for us. We're not resisting it, right? Or we are resisting it. So use that resistance to allow you to ask and look within to say, okay, what is within me that's begging to be healed? What expression of joy, what expression of spirit is begging to be released in this moment that I'm covering up? So we can use the resistance as that evolutionary growth opportunity, that evolutionary trigger, that evolutionary practice. What if none of our triggers were actually triggers? They were just opportunities for growth. Yeah. And every once in a while, I'm walking down the street, and when I'm in the dip, right, I'm thinking, well, that was just your opportunity for growth, buddy. Yeah, we don't want to do that. I'm just saying, I'm modeling that part of it. Use the experience, use the resistance, so that we can have empathy, curiosity, and include a perspective that we may not have understood before, we may not have had before. So in those situations where we are experiencing the storm, can we have empathy for another? Can we hold space for that spark of divinity within them, even if we don't see it? Can we have curiosity instead of automatically telling a story about what's going on over here? Someone walks up to me and doesn't react the way you want them to react, and the words that go on in our head are judging them, are creating a story. Well, they're like this. So can we be curious about, oh, I wonder what's happening with them today? And just send them the energy of love. And can we include their perspective? Ken Wilber, he's the author of the Theory of Everything, and his integral theory is what I've been studying lately, and the integral theory of how can we move from this current state of consciousness. He's done a lot of work and studied Carol Graves, and so that idea of spiral dynamics, that we're always evolving, we're always moving upward, that our consciousness is always growing and changing in an upward progression towards a knowingness of our oneness with Spirit. And the challenge that we have here is that we're all stuck. Not everyone. He says maybe 7 to 10% have gotten beyond this, but we're stuck in the idea that I am right and you are wrong. Throughout that spiral, throughout these different energies or these different ideas, from tribalism to the authoritarianism to the self-achiever, to even the green planet, we have to do something about the world. Every one of these has a shadow side that is, I am right and you are wrong. And until we can open up and accept and understand someone else's perspective, we don't have to agree, but we can honor and say, okay, that's a perspective. I'm understanding you. And here's my perspective. And transcend the war that happens when we want somebody to agree with us, when we're fighting somebody. So the idea is to include the other person and transcend those things that create separateness. Because the next evolution is not just knowing oneness intellectually, but experiencing oneness. And how can we experience oneness? How can we raise the consciousness of the planet if we're not willing to experience oneness with somebody who we do not agree with? We don't have to agree, but we have to, the goal is to understand more about where they're coming from so that we can honor each other. Now, I know it's great when you're all spiritually on the high. We're good. I'm accepting you. I'm listening to you, but you're not listening to me. So how can I live in that situation? Get back on that expressing spirit. They don't have to agree with you. Everybody wants people to know about unity, and maybe 20% of the population is ready for it. So just be it. The best way to talk about unity is to be it. Is to live that empathy. Is to live that compassion. Is to live that love. Is to express it. And on the days that you're not, just notice it without any shame or blame and allow it to come up again. Allow it to resurface. That's really the idea of non-resistance. It's holding space for another's authentic self. Holding space for another's Christ consciousness, if you will, their divine spark, their higher self, whatever you want to call it. Holding space for it, even if you can't see it, even if they're not expressing it, even if it's not there. If we can hold space for it, then we can allow ourselves to see it when it does appear. Does that make sense? Someone asked me about, the exhibit of Ramses, and how wonderful it was. And it was very interesting because when we got in there was a big monitor, and they were displaying the glories of Ramses and all of the temples that he built. and all of the wealth and prosperity that existed. But he didn't build them. They were all built by Nubian slaves. And all of his exhibits, all of his tombs and temples were ransacked and everything was stolen. So there really wasn't a whole lot there. It was very interesting. It was very intellectual. I enjoyed it. But the realization of it was, wow, I'm sitting here and I came here to see all those beautiful gold statues. And all of that gold was stolen. And all of those statues were built by slaves. Why am I excited to see this? So I came away with it from the perspective of, I'm glad I went, because it opened me up to something new. It opened me up to another idea that I had been blind to, something that was hidden from me. And don't get me wrong, I still love, one of my favorite exhibits when I was a little kid, probably 10, my sister took me to see the King Tut exhibit down in Southern California. Amazing. It was incredible what we've accomplished. And can we continue to accomplish things where we are including everyone? Can we grow to the point where we are including those people on other sides of us that are complaining? I think that's the real challenge of our generation. That's what needs to happen is that, and here I am, I think I'm shaming people, but I think this is where evolution is growing. I think the evolution of consciousness is going there. And if we can include all of those who haven't gotten there yet as the beloved, then we can get there. If we can imagine these great opportunities for us to change the climate, for example, then we can get there. If we can imagine having an opportunity where we can be in a room and have those feelings of, oh, I'm feeling cramped, I'm feeling stifled, that's the data, but I'm okay because Spirit is with me. Rain or shine. Now, last night we had an incredible play. Raise your hand if you were here last night. How was it? It was unbelievable. It was truly amazing. It was a powerful play. I don't know, do we have a count of how many were here in the audience? Anybody? 170 people here in the sanctuary. There were 23 amazing actors. You can give them a round of applause. They were amazing. Now, I may be biased. I get you. I may be biased, but I tell you, there were two actors that were on fire. Our own Frank DiMartini and Paul Sislo were part of the play. Yeah. They were amazing. They played two of the justices, the stoic and silent. And they pulled it off perfectly. I was inspired. It was an incredible opportunity for us as a community. And I'd like to thank a few people, just a few, who made it happen. Felix, can you put the thank you slide up on the screen? First off, I want to start with Karen Friedman. Karen, would you please stand? Karen was the team lead for this project, and she saw the play in Oakland, I think, I don't know how many months ago, and saw it and said, we have to bring this here. And I said, that sounds great. Go do it. And she did. And so the DEI team, and I can't read everyone's name from up here, from Paula, June, Linda, Lynette, Linda, and Brenna were the team, and Karen were the team that pulled it together. They were the brainstorming how we were going to do it. And then you can see all of the names of people who volunteered throughout the project to make this happen. It takes a village, yes? If you were part of this extraordinary experience, would you please stand? Including you, Karen. Yeah, give them a round of applause. Now stay standing, stay standing. We're going to bless you. Do you remember our unity blessings? Everyone, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light in you. Thank you so much for your service. I made this slide this morning, and I forgot to put two people's name on it that I really need to, and that's Polo Jones, and Felix, who's in the booth. So let me tell you, you can go ahead and turn off that slide now, Felix. Polo, we're a beautiful sanctuary, low-tech. We didn't have live streaming before the pandemic. Did you remember that? Beautiful sanctuary, low-tech. Polo transformed this into a theater that allowed us to have 21 speaking actors, all mic'd, and to have this experience for us. Now, we're not the current theater, but it was a powerful experience that he was able to immerse us in, to help us immerse us in. So thank you, Polo, and thank you, Felix, for handling the cameras. The actors were phenomenal. And they came here from where? Everywhere. They were everywhere. And they came here to do this for us. And they were amazing, would you say? The thing that I just admire, by the way, I'll introduce Dr. Cindy Acker in just a moment, who is the playwright. The words in the play were 100% from the transcripts of the trials. They weren't all of the words, because that would have been a play that lasted as long as the trial. But they were so well selected to express, in my opinion, the suffering that little black kids had to go through because of segregation. The suffering that their parents had to go through, wondering if their kids are going to be safe. The fact that the relationships between the kids and the families and the neighborhood, right, the rest of the white neighborhood, was fine, was wonderful. And yet the kids had to go travel miles away across train tracks to get to their school, and to stand out in front of their school, waiting in the snow and the rain for the school to open, when there's a school just a few blocks away. The actors were able to bring this to life and to really help you feel the suffering and to help you feel that there's something not right. And it never said, those people are wrong. It just said the law was wrong. The law that was created was wrong. It was a beautiful play that showed that the people had no problem whatsoever in this scenario, in this example. And I'm certain there were protesters along the way of the trial. So don't get me wrong, there was a lot of battle around it. But the play was a wonderful play to show what we can do and what still needs to be done. Because if we're going to live this principle that we talk about of oneness, then we need to include everyone. And I'm not saying it's easy, because, those people are complainers. And sometimes I get a little upset about it. But if we can remember that within them, there is the possibility, the potential, the Christ consciousness that I am not seeing because I'm seeing through my own lens. If we can remember that, then we can have a little bit more compassion in the world. And we can do the work that's ours to do. I'd like to invite Dr. Cindy Acker to the stage. Can I borrow your microphone? And I'm wondering, one of the questions in the Q&A was, what happened next? And what work do we still have to do? Would you share a little bit of that?
Sure. What happened next was that schools started to close as opposed to allowing black students to come in. And years passed, and schools remained desegregated. I mean, schools remained segregated because people fought the law. And the most recent schools that desegregated was in the city of Sausalito in 2021. And so they allowed that to happen that long. And so there's a work that continues to need to be done. I cringe sometimes when I hear the word inclusivity because it's a verb that takes a lot of work. Can I have a minute to
You go for
explain
it.
that? I live in a neighborhood in the city of Alameda that is considered, I think Alamedans would say it is diverse and inclusive. When I arrived, I was given the original deed and homeowners association information that says no colored people allowed. That was my greeting to the neighborhood. And I just recently bought a house around the corner from where I was living, and as recent as August. And in the paperwork that has to be filled out, it also asks your demographic information, and so I checked the box that said African American. When I got the information back, it said buyer chose not to disclose ethnic demographics. So I contacted the bank and I said, well, I didn't fail to disclose. I checked that box, that little box that said African American, and they said, oh, don't worry about it. And I said, no, I need to worry about it because I came into a neighborhood that didn't allow me. And so it's important to me that that box is checked, that I am here as who I am. And they wouldn't change the information, and so I wouldn't sign the final paperwork until they did. And so is my neighborhood inclusive? No. Is it diverse? Well, maybe I've made it more diverse, but we have a long way to go in every place that we are, in our spiritual communities, in our schools, in our neighborhoods, in everywhere we are, because inclusivity means that I feel like I am welcome before I walk in the door, and that there has been groundwork that has been made so that you have put your feet in my shoes and understand what that is like, and that that is okay. How I come with my belief system, with my lived experience, and that I don't have to manufacture who I am to become comfortable for you, but that within your willingness to be uncomfortable, you make it an inclusive place. And that, I think, is where we need to get to.
Thank you. Can you come? We're going to bless you.
Okay.
Did you notice she didn't want to give up the microphone? Ministers, man. Cindy, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the light in you. So it is. Thank you. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for being here today. And thank you for sharing with us that extraordinary play. We are one with Spirit. We are blessed, rain or shine. We are the rainbow. We are the expression of every color, every thought, every idea. And together we make up the whole. We are one with Spirit. We are blessed, rain or shine. Would you affirm that with me together? We are one with Spirit. We are blessed, rain or shine. And so it is. Let's take that idea, that affirmation, into our time of meditation and affirmative prayer. I invite you to close your eyes and take a nice, deep, cleansing breath, or soften your gaze. And as you breathe, just notice. Notice where there might be any stress, any strain in our thoughts, our words, in our emotions, in our body. Notice what's bubbling up, because it is normal for stuff to bubble up. It's a blessing when stuff bubbles up, for it gives us the opportunity to grow. And so in this moment, if you're noticing any stress or strain in your mind, body, or spirit, if your chest is tight or your shoulder is tight, if you're having trouble taking those deep breaths, put your attention in your feet. Wiggle your toes. Feel the earth beneath you. Imagine great roots going down from your feet into the earth as the earth supports us, nourishes us, grounds us in spirit. Feel the stress and strain drain from you. Put your attention in your hands and feel them open and ready to receive. Feel the energy between the fingers. And then breathe into your heart space. As we are mindful of our breath, we follow our breath in and follow our breath out. As we breathe in, we affirm, I am one with Spirit. As we breathe out, we affirm, I am blessed. Feel the relaxation come over you. Allow that sense of appreciation to well up within your heart. Think about the things that truly bless you, that create a sense of blessing, of appreciation, of joy. Allow that joy to well up within you as you breathe. Allow that appreciation and that gratitude. Allow that expression of oneness as we breathe into the stillness of the silence. In this state of knowing and being one with the allness of life, love, and wisdom, we affirm, I am one with Spirit. I am blessed, rain or shine. I am one with Spirit. I am a blessing, rain or shine. We are one with Spirit. We are a blessing to each other, rain or shine. As we extend this love and this energy to the world, we affirm that divine inspiration, divine love is expressing through us and as us in this very moment. We affirm that we are uplifting the whole of humanity as we bless all of creation. We affirm that divine inspiration is flowing through the world now, creating new ideas for health and wholeness of our planet, health and wholeness of our relationships, ease and grace in our lives, all lives. We surround all of our world, national, state, and local leaders, seeing them making wise and loving decisions for peace, equality, for oneness. And for this time together, we celebrate each other. We hold each other in this prayer. And for all of the prayers in our prayer chest, we affirm that divine love is doing its perfect work in this very moment. And for that truth, we celebrate by singing the Alleluia. And with a nice, deep cleansing breath, we bring our attention back to this time and space and open our eyes if we haven't already done so. And just allow that experience of love, allow that experience of gratitude, of oneness to be your guide today. Unity Palo Alto is here to help you discover that spiritual magnificence and live from that every day. Our evolutionary purpose is to transform lives and inspire people to be a positive, good influence in the world. And you are the good news in the world. Yes? Yes. I am the good news in the world. Would you affirm that with me? I am the good news in the world. And so it is. We are here because of your generous donations. We are a self-sustaining spiritual community. And there are so many ways in which you can support our community. Whether you want to give online or in the service, if you want to give in the service, there's a little box in the back of the sanctuary, a silver box that says love offering. You can place your love offering in there. But however you give to our spiritual community, and however you give to the world, give with love. For it's the manner that we give to the world that we receive from the world. And with that love in our hearts, we'll turn to our affirmation. I'll invite you to say it with me when it's, not that one. The one right after that. Well, I think we know it. There it is. Together? Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
May God bless you and keep you.
Thank you.
May the light shine upon you and be gracious to you. God turn the light toward you and give you peace. May God's presence go before you, always with you and beside you, all around you and within you. God lives in you. Here we go. Amen. 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 May God bless you and keep you. May the light shine upon you and be gracious to you. Come on. God turn the light toward you and give you peace. Sing with me. Amen. 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 Amen.
Oh. One more time for the musicians, man. Oh! Is there anywhere you would rather be right now? Let's just take a moment. This is such a special place, and I think I love that we are doing this now, that we're taking time. I'm going to invite you to put your hand on your heart. Just take a deep breath and just close your eyes if you want to, and just be grateful for the connection that we have, for the amazing talks that John gives every week, for our, yeah. Break the silence for that. That's okay. For our musicians, for the connection we share with each other, for our amazing community, for the volunteers, for the opportunities we have, like the incredible play that we saw last night. All right, now come on back, because I got more to tell you. And it's a lot, so I hope you brought a snack. Yeah, there'll be snacks out in the courtyard, don't worry. Okay, so are you ready? Starting with today, right after the service, we have, led by Casey Wicker, our licensed Unity teacher, the Silent Unity Prayer Circle service. This is when we take all of the prayers, and they hold them in for 30 days at Silent Unity. So this is a place to come together with Casey and just affirm those prayers before they go to Unity. So it's always the second Sunday of the month, so that's today, so right after the service. It's only going to be on Zoom today, so not in person. Is that right?
That's correct, and you can join by joining the Sunday Experience. It'll be on the Sunday Experience Zoom link.
Okay, Sunday Experience Zoom link, folks. Okay, so that is number one, today right after the service. And then, if you are interested in becoming a prayer chaplain, many of you know that we've started the prayer chaplain program again here at Unity, and I see Jo back in there with her, Sarah Ann. I almost called you Carol Ann. Oh, and Karen is here. Karen is also a prayer chaplain. So if you're interested in that, there's going to be an orientation for that, and that is next Sunday, I believe, right after the service. And is that in person here in the sanctuary? Both, on Zoom or in the sanctuary. So that is next Sunday if you're interested in becoming a prayer chaplain. And then the fourth Sunday of the month, which is the 26th, we always have on the fourth Sunday our Bring Your Own Lunch brunch. For those of you that are new to Unity, this is a great opportunity. We gather just right in the courtyard, right after the service. Bring something to eat, and it's structured, right? So you're not just kind of sitting around staring at each other, going, "What do we say?" It's led. June Riley usually is the one who leads it, and so there's questions and things, discussion topics. So it's a really great way to get to know other people right after the service. And then also right after the service, running in parallel, maybe you can run back and forth between the two. We're also having our annual meeting here at Unity. So we will be electing new board members and just hearing about the health of our community here. You don't have to be a member to attend. Members will vote, but everyone is welcome to come to that. And that is going to be on Sunday the 26th. And then finally, I would like to invite Catherine to come up.
Thank you, darling. I know they're kind of going away, but yay! This is a reminder. Oh, it's not up there. Oh, sorry. No slide. Oh, no slide today. Our Glitz and Glam Gala is March 25th. That's a Saturday. It's at the Four Seasons. It's going to be a wonderful event. I understand tickets are going on sale. Go, go, go. It's on the website. So it's just a friendly reminder. Get your tickets. Glitz and Glam Gala, March 25th. Yay! The pink boa is back.
Thank you, Catherine. It's pink boa season, ladies and gentlemen. It's pink boa season from now to March 25th. So for more on these and other opportunities, all of this is on the website at unitypaloalto.org. There are so many ways to share the good news that is Unity Palo Alto, so join us. It is the second Sunday of the month, and this is when we celebrate our Sharing Abundance recipient, and this month's is Mission Hospice and Home Care. And we have a little video from Elijah Marquez, who represents that organization, who's going to tell us a little bit about what they do.
Just go to the next slide, good.
Hello, Unity Palo Alto. My name is Elijah Marquez, and I'm the Community Education Manager at Mission Hospice and Home Care. I wanted to send a video today to say thank you so much for your continued support of Mission Hospice over the years. Because of you supporting our community education program, we have been able to make such a big impact in 2022. Just in 1 year of service, we put together 62 programs. And these 62 programs had over 3,000 participants. These programs cover topics ranging from grief and bereavement, to advanced care planning, to caregivers' tips for caring for themselves. We've had some more creative programs such as art workshops, open mic nights. We had virtual game nights for people who wanted to learn about death and dying in a more fun and interactive, community-based way. And all of this is because of our generous supporters backing our work, including Unity Palo Alto. So thank you so much on behalf of the whole mission team for supporting us year after year. And I wanted to give a special thanks to the Unity Palo Alto team that made our 2022 Drumming for Grief program possible. We did host the Drumming for Grief program at the Unity site, and it was phenomenal. We served about 20 participants and received so much really incredible feedback around how this was the first opportunity for them to get grief out in a physical way. So thank you for not only supporting us with financing, but also opening your space up and your volunteer staff support as well. Thank you so much. And to close out this little video, I wanted to quickly show you a couple photos of this year. This is just a little sampling of our 2022 education and what the Community Education Department was up to. So of course, a lot of our education was still virtual. We've got, for example, an extreme self-care program. We did a happy hour, which is top center. We've returned to in-person tabling, which your very own Frank supports us on. And you'll see at the top left a sampling of what our Drumming for Grief program looked like at the Unity space. So thank you all again for your support. I hope to meet more of you in community in the coming months. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yay. So we are proud to support Mission Hospice and Home Care, and we are going to bless them. Do we have a slide for that? Yes, we do. Okay. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light in you. And now I invite you to stand for our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
And now, and then, I am on. Am I on? And now, our prayer for protection. Am I coming out? I'm not on. Do you want to use mine? Yes. And now, our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week.
It's not that unusual when everything is beautiful. It's just another ordinary miracle today. The sky knows when it's time to snow. Don't need to teach a seed to grow. It's just another ordinary miracle today. Life is like a gift, they say, wrapped up for you every day. Open up and find a way to give some of your own. Isn't it remarkable? Like every time a raindrop falls, it's just another ordinary miracle today. The birds and winter have their fling, but always make it home by spring. It's just another ordinary miracle today. When you wake up every day, please don't throw your dreams away. Hold them close to your heart, 'cause we're all a part of the ordinary miracle. Do you want to see a miracle? Oh, it's just another ordinary miracle today. The sky knows when it's time to snow, that things just work out after all. It's just another ordinary miracle today. The sun comes up and shines so bright and disappears again at night. It's just another ordinary miracle today. Yes, just another ordinary miracle today.